Court. I've been doing plenty of walking to get you. Why deny the obvious? Child abuse in family courts. Shut them out. Right.
No.
Steps. No, sorry.
It's okay.
Someone's going to come round there. Stop in a minute. We've got to stand here.
Setting boundaries on you already.
Always do. George, just wear same thing, same shirt. Alright, George. Are you alright up there?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, take two. Of course, we've just been moved just off the steps here, which is normal. Remember outside Exeter Court, had to move off the steps and actually put me on the road, basically, to do it. But there we are. Why deny the obvious? Child abuse in family courts where parents and children are abused, mentally and financially. Many parents losing their way, many parents losing their lives. I'm here today with Kellie, and Kellie, she's around here somewhere. I'll pass it over to Kerrie at the moment, who's going to discuss the family course from her perspective.
Yeah, it's been soul destroying for the children and obviously as a parent. For example, football kits. How am I supposed to ensure that the children, as supporters of Portsmouth Football Club, can receive their kits for this season? People can say put it in the post, but if you send it in the post, you're not sure that they're going to receive them. You can like your cards and your letters for many, many years and you receive no response. They're not encouraged to respond to the contents of those loving cards and letters sent for years.
On a note from that, indirect contact is what I ask for people out there that don't know, and we know it doesn't work. We know that children do know that things go to the house to them, but they don't get them. That's what we mean by the abuse that happens in the family courts. The higher judiciary have stated how draconian it is for them to remove children from, stop parents from having contact. What's the difference whether that's a high court judge, a judge, or a parent? The financial gain in year is 51 billion a year. 51 billion from 2017 to 2018. One reason, that's 51 billion reasons they have to stop, deny the contact. There's one reason we have to force them to change their ways and for us to have contact with our children, and that is our children, putting children first. Shirt off our back was brought around an idea I had a while back. There are over 2,000 names on this shirt from all over the world. I know of 3 that have passed away on this shirt. There are 3 parents that are no longer with us on this shirt. This was from what the family courts leave people after they leave these courts. This is what they leave them with, the shirt on their back. Out of defiance, they leave us really with nothing. No livelihood, no life, no children, nothing. Shirt off our back, Portsmouth 2019. I'm going to step away for the moment and I'm going to leave someone else come in who wants to talk about their experience in family courts as well, politely. Yeah.
Hello guys, Kellie Cottam. Most people recognise child abuse as sexual, physical and emotional. What people are not recognising is the alienation and removals of children that is causing, I'm just literally watching, because they haven't got my kids yet, so just making sure my kids are being watched. And that's what it's about. It's about parents taking responsibility of the children that they bring into the world. But how can you take responsibility for your child when you step in the family courts and with power and control they take away the personal responsibility of the parents? Not only that, through divorce. One of the biggest problems in divorce is parents end up hating each other. Once a parent hates the other parent, what they end up doing is getting into a war, gaslighting each other, and children become pawns. Children become, things for people to play with and use with, and this is wrong and it has to stop. Children need both parents, and it doesn't matter whether you're going through the family courts here in Portsmouth or anywhere around the UK or around the world. Children must be within their families only if there is significant abuse, sexual, physical, emotional. Nobody wants to wait until a child is abused, but therefore there is a better way for the system to get involved if they understand and now enable, empower. But another father walking out of court today, all the mother's interested in is the property. She's not actually, I haven't heard one thing about the children since they've come out. It's all about the property, you know, and I'm watching the arrogance on her mum who's thinking that she's getting one over on the father. I'm sorry, women, but you don't get one over on the father of your children. That is the father that created the child with you. Yes, you may have had some problems. Yes, maybe life didn't go the way that you had planned, but it doesn't mean that your children become weapons and pawns. And then obviously people know that I come from a different point of view within the family courts. There are many structures: parent alienation, denied contact, long-term foster care, special guardianship, forced adoption, and also being able to actually use respite care within the foster care system. But this place is about money. That's all it's about. We've got parents out here that are depleting hundreds and thousands of pounds into the family courts, paying for solicitors and judges to go in who aren't representing them. Nobody is actually taking the time to get to know the individuals themselves, who they are, what they bring to the table, what influences they have on their children, what role models they are, what gifts, talents that they're bringing. And this is where children get their identity from. When you alienate a father, you take away half of your child already. They will never fulfill their true purpose of who they are. The reason that they need two parents is because that fulfills who they are as a person. Their gifts, talents, skills they get from their father. Their intelligence, believe it or not, they get from their mothers. And we are meant to come together as a role. I'm just going to put this down for a moment. You know, you define child abuse. Child abuse is anything that is not allowing for children to be their full potential. I don't know what's going on the phone at the moment, but you know, in order for the child to be their full person, it does take the family, it does take community. We are meant to be born into mum, dad, nan, granddad, uncles, aunties, cousins, family members. And even now, I'm a mother down here on my own, and I've got people watching my children. There's no family members here, because what the courts does is it alienates you. The moment social come into your life, it's abuse. It's systematic abuse. It's systematic abuse to the children, but it's systematic abuse to the parents. I spoke to a father last night who is on the brinks of suicide. We've just lost 3 fathers in the last 2 months that I'm aware of. And there's many people who are in destitute situations. You walk through this door as a person and you come out a number, a statistic, a piece of product, a piece of meat. They don't care whether or not you've got to plan your Christmas day. They don't care whether or not they're getting the mums and dads at war with each other. They're only interested in how much money they're going to get out the sale of your house, how much you're paying your solicitor and your legal fees. They don't care about you as a person, because they never get to know that person. And the person that is really losing out at the end of the day is the children. And it's time that we all come together. I know people are scared. I know places like this intimidate people. I know the moment you literally walk up these stairs, you walk through that door, you go into security, then you've got to sit around waiting. You've got a judge and a social worker and all these people that you don't even know. That's a violation of people's human rights. I've got a feeling that camera or battery is about to go on.
Yeah, we know. We're right a minute, gone.
So please guys, whether you have been affected by parent alienation, denied contact, forced adoption, it's all alienation. It's all parent alienation, even grandparents and uncles and aunts.
Yeah, let me just,
We're gonna be here
2
all day.
seconds. If you can, please share this, because this is important information for everybody out there that don't know as well. There are people out there that have no idea what goes on behind these family court doors, so please share everything.
It's a closed court because it's meant to protect your identity, but when systematic abuse is going on to families and the independent investigators aren't allowed to come in, then it's up to us to bring a public inquiry into the family courts. We're going to be around all day and we're going to catch you on and off, and if you want to catch me, I'm on Forced Adoption Exposed, Kellie Cottam, and I'm here with Andrew from Napa, and we've all got to collectively come together and stand together as one. See you later guys, here in Portsmouth.
Brilliant, thank you. That was Kellie, who we met here. Please share everything. I think, you know, when it comes around to the fact that most people only know what goes on here are people that are actually going through them doors. That's one thing we know is factual. I've myself been here sometime this morning. I've seen a father coming out cursing the other side because of what's happening. This shouldn't be happening. We're in a time when things should be moving forward, and it always seems to be going back. It's so draconian the way that the family courts are run. We heard from Kerrie, who I've met some time, and she's been an absolute amazing support as well. How difficult it's been for her to get gifts to her children. And people out there in the normal life outside of this would think, well, exactly what Kerrie said. Why don't you send them? But it's not as easy as that when children are simply not getting. We know that indirect contact, which is what it's called, doesn't work. It's not promoted by the other side. The other side normally are undue influence in the children. They're denying the contact. Letters are sent, they're put in the bin or thrown away or kept from the children. But we do know that children do know that there are things that are turning up, but they're not getting. And these are the things that people need to realise. It's the small things that are not working. It's the way that they turn around and say, well, yes, we're keeping the contact with the parents by putting in indirect contact. But it's actually not, because it doesn't work. You know, please help us share this. Please help us. We want to educate. We need to educate. We need to educate the schools. We need to educate parents. We need to, if we want to stop what is happening, the abuse that is happening to these children and parents, we need parents to understand what they're putting their children through. We need them to realize that hating a parent is one thing, destroying a child is another. Hating a parent is one thing, destroying a child is another. That's what we need people to realize. That's why we need to educate. They can hate the parent, but not destroy the child. They can get on for getting on sake. Nobody has to really get on with everybody in the world, but the kids, putting them first. That's what this is about. Putting children first. And I mean putting children first. Thank you all. Please share. We've heard from Kerrie Lynham, and we've heard from Kellie, who I've met for the first time here. Kerrie I've met a few times. George was in the background, 95 years old yesterday, sorry, a few days ago. He's our oldest member. He's always watching my videos. He has given me a row a couple of times for swearing in the past. So anyway, please share. And if you've got nothing better else to do today, then please share. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all. Ta-ra.